so here goes the second shot at trying to pull off this live cast. So here we go. I guess with the first official video cast of Guild Umbra, and I'm here with Source Shard. We tried to do it a little bit earlier with the Trey Stevens, but had a number of technical difficulties and a lot of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. So we'll try to pull this one off successfully. So let me see. So from the chat room, how are we looking so far? Can everybody hear everybody clearly?
Hello, hello.
I hear you perfectly good. Okay, they're saying we're a little quiet. How about now? Can you hear us clear?
Hello, hello.
But next, let me know. Do we sound a lot clearer now? Okay, well, we'll go with that. So let's talk about what you've been up to. What you've been up to there, Source, over the past week or so.
For the past week, I've been kind of busy working with Leper and Lazarick on their videos for the guild, getting the media underway and working how it should be.
So which videos are you working on, like recruiting videos?
Yep. We've been doing recruiting videos for Elder Scrolls and Final Fantasy. We have also Workhouse working on the Wildstar video.
Okay, cool. All right, so I just adjusted the gain. So how do I sound now, Bunnix? You're saying I was a little low before. Am I good now? And we're using this stream as a chance for us to improve our product so that five streams from now, it won't seem like ass for a bunch of rookies. Although, hey, it's free, so you get what you pay for, right?
Maybe I'll pronounce names properly in the future.
Yeah, so we're good now. Also, the first time I did this, I had the whole, follow my face thing going on with the camera, so I kept doing this whole thing, and so that was really screwing a lot of people up. So, QuakeCon, we'll get right into the weekend review. Elder Scrolls had a walkthrough with Paul Sage, kind of explaining it through how the game works and stuff, while Mr. Conkle was actually playing the game, and it seemed overall positive. I mean, there were a couple of nits, people who are a little bit more in the know would have liked to have seen, certain things, would have liked maybe more emphasis on other things. But, lo and behold, it seemed pretty good. I mean, I think the only thing that people were maybe concerned about was maybe some of the air quotes clunkiness of some of the battles, specifically like maybe the bow and the arrow. And, the thing is that's one of those weapons that just usually doesn't convey very well or transfer very well unless you're actually playing it, because it's hard to get an epic feeling on a bow unless you see a person pull a bowstring and like one-shot something or get a headshot or some kind of killing blow. Just seeing somebody shoot a bow and then, like put 4 or 5 arrows into somebody until they go down is going to be anticlimactic usually in any game. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, the game's on its way, and you can see they do need some improvement, but I do believe that they're heading in the right direction, and the combat's going to get better. We're going to see more improvements from ZeniMax and Bethesda.
And that's all polished, too, the way it looks, how the battle looks. I mean, as long as the mechanics are working and, the DPS is working relative to some kind of metric that's, putting the proper amount of DPS, that's the underlying thing. And, it's so hard to kind of show an MMO, right? Because they just don't transfer very well to that medium. It's really easy to show a first-person shooter or something like that because they transfer very well, right? Because they're tailored for single-person viewing. I don't know. Does that make any sense, or am I just off in left field?
No, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of tweaking that goes into it, especially when you're working with other people. So to get it all working right is just it takes a lot of time and a lot of work, and I do expect good things in the future, though.
And I am turning my mic up again because the chat room is saying I'm still quiet. How am I now, chat room? Hello, hello, hello. A little delayed effect. Okay. So the other big thing that was going on during the weekend was the SOE EQ Next demonstration. And again, I sit there and podcast and I live stream all the time, but I got people who can tell me directly based on the feed where the mic placement needs to be. And for these folks, okay, it's good now. All right. So I kind of keep a mental picture on where I keep it each time. But I'm one of those people that like to move around in my seat. So SOE EQ Next. Has this been a game you're tracking, or was this kind of off the radar until this weekend kind of went on?
Off the radar for me. I've never played EQ in the past, and so it'd be a complete experience for me, especially since the words have been going around MMO Sandbox. And I in Umbra, I play a lot of sandbox game, Minecraft included. So this would be something interesting for me to get my hands on and play with.
You host a lot of games for us
Well,
too.
yes, yes. I host a number of servers for Umbra, Minecraft, Terraria, uh, Chivalry. Gosh, how many do I host now?
TF2.
TF2, yes. So many.
That's cool. So, I mean, I'm wondering, really, to be honest, if they only brought that out strictly for a purpose to try to steal some thunder from the whole QuakeCon, which is kind of an interesting thing because you have one sword and sorcery hack and slash game going head to head with another sword and sorcery hack and slash game. One's coming from the single player genre that's trying to break into the MMO space, and then another one is a classic in the MMO arena that's just trying to reboot itself, right? But it seems like what they're doing, oddly enough, is they're bringing that Minecraft element into it, with the whole EverQuest Next landmark kind of, feature, which will allow people to build things within their own zone. And then I guess if it gets approved, then it will get picked up and put into the real world. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a very popular feature where people can go and create their own content, and I know it's worked for Portal. It has worked for a number of games in the past. Names aren't coming to mind right now, but
Great game, by the way, Portal.
yeah.
It's one of the best games I've ever played.
I know, right? Very, very skill testing. But I hope to have the same experience from EQ Next in the future, where a lot of people are going to be putting their best into content and allowing me to play it and enjoy it.
That's cool. So let's see. WildStar is the only other big thing I kind of saw. Basically, I think it was Friday. Was it Wednesday? Maybe it was later this week that they kind of gave some information relative to what was going on in beta, and it seemed like they're kind of changing it up in terms of they're going to retool their crafting system and then they're going to retool their questing system so that it's not necessarily kill 10 rats, but more along the lines of there are different things that you can do that will account towards quest accomplishment, and then the more things that you do, I guess the more XP and benefits that you can get. However, you could probably do less things or less features within that quest line and still get the block checked for the quest. So it gives you more replayability because you can redo the quest again with another class, maybe a different way or go into more depth or something. Have you kind of tracked that at all?
Yeah, I definitely like that they're adding more variety and they're rebuilding it. That's the hard part to balance when you're playing an MMORPG. You kind of like the questing systems, the go and grind, but you don't want to see that all the time. You don't want to have 100,000 quests doing kill this all over and over and over again. And the variety that's added and how much time it takes to actually create a system for that variety is something in its own task amazing and huge. So to see that they're actually undertaking that and providing us with some more flexibility in the way we can quest and enjoy our game time is very nice.
That's cool. So that's pretty much, I think, the major highlights that we would probably care about, from our guild. So speaking of highlights in, our guild, one of our sponsors is Game Skinny and Guild Launch. So let me bring it up here. So GameSkinny.com is a place where if you do blog or you care about trying to write or trying to get your content out there to be heard or seen by the masses, GameSkinny is a place that you can basically do your blogs or do your your news articles, your wannabe news articles. And if your stuff's good enough, then it can get elected and voted on and then actually get posted next to professional writers that GameSkinny actually supports and hires. So one of the other cool things about it is it gets rid of the need for you to kind of create your own site or create your own blog and then try to figure out how do you drum up your own audience. You can basically use gameskinny.com and use it as the medium for that. And, one of the members of our guild actually took advantage of that, and we actually linked up with him over at E3. So let's see if I can show the video.
And what are you playing?
WildStar.
And who's not playing WildStar?
You. You right there. You. I'm playing Makari Warrior. Soldier Pack. You checking it out?
So of course, Buttnix is upset at me for probably showing that, but I had to do it. So it was a good chance to actually run into him at E3. But he has published some stuff there. I know he's going to publish more things there. We've got a lot of people in our guild, and we're actually we're proselytizing the good word for folks to get out and use Game Skinny, because it's a really cool mechanism to get your voice heard, to get your blogs read, to get your content seen and viewed by a much larger audience than if you're just trying to kick up from like 10 users. Now, I'm not trying to say don't ever do that, but I'm trying to say if you want to try to get your stuff up there with the pros, that is a quick and fast way to do it. So let's look at some of the other stuff. We've had one person who's joined the guild, I guess, about a month ago, Aloha. Is that right? About a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she is a person who's from Belgium, and obviously Europe, and she's been working a lot with a Nook, and that's one of the things that she does a lot in her spare time. I'm not sure if she's full-time on that staff or she just works with them, but she really is building it up within the social media through the Twitter, Facebook, things like that. And Nook by itself is actually, a social gaming network. And I'll read a couple of lines about it. So basically, Nook is a social network created by passionate gamers for gamers. It's a place where you can find and share information related to your favorite games, follow other gamers, and promote your YouTube and videos that you live stream. The interface is very intuitive and easy to use. A user can create their profile via Facebook, Google, or Nook, and that's where the fun starts. They can add identities like WoW Armory as well as the League of Legends champions, and then you can link to any other kind of social network you have. So without further ado, I'm going to show a quick video of what a Nook is that is actually created by Aloha. So that is a Nook. And so if you're interested to learn more about a Nook, go to anook.com. Again, Aloha is the person that's actually been helping us work and grow within Guild UMBRA, and utilizing a Nook as one of the mediums to kind of grow our European presence. We're also looking, we do have folks from Australia, but only like a handful, so we're looking to try to grow our South Pacific group as well, especially for like games like Elder Scrolls or Eve, things that need a 24/7 support structure. So let's show you a little bit about who Aloha is. Let's see. And then you probably can't hear that, but this is one of Aloha's videos on Minecraft. And so we look forward to great things from Aloha using a Nook and also the social media to help grow. Yep, she's married, or she's got a boyfriend rather, so she probably shouldn't have used the M word. But we look for great things from her and from our European brethren. So let's get right into, I guess, the chapter news. Let's see, Wildstar. The only thing that's really been happening is we've been just trying to get together amongst ourselves like every couple of weeks. Hold on, Guinness break. To try to make sure that people are tracking. We've identified our PvP teams, our PvE teams. And again, this is all straw man relative to when this game comes out. Basic folks who know that they like working in crafting and gatherings. We've got an air quotes economy group or economics group. We've also got a social structure, and we've identified a recruiting group. So that's pretty much it for that. Have you seen anything out going on with the whole Final Fantasy stuff?
Yeah, Final Fantasy is actually moving along right now. Blind is working hard at providing some structure for Final Fantasy. We have work being done on videos, and we actually have chosen now to actually go directly for PvP and raiding.
Very cool. So, I mean, one of the things that we've been doing is actually within the guild within the past couple weeks is starting to develop these chapter level recruitment or trailers, per chapter. Right now, we've got WildStar, we've got Elder Scrolls, we've got Star Citizen, which we're actually still looking for a leadership team for that one, but we've got some time. And Blind Wanderer finally picked up Final Fantasy, so that's good. How about Elder Scrolls? Anything going along with that one that you know about?
Crazy's moving forward and focusing on the Alliance and the war out in Cyrodiil. That's one of the reasons why we're building our European team to have a 24/7 control over that. And the All-Stars activities that we're involved with, Crazy helps in with those as well.
That's cool. So what we'll do real quick is we'll look at what Leper put together, who's another guild member, who put together our first official recruitment video that was approved. Actually, Workhorse probably put one together for WildStar, but they're still tweaking the final parts of that. So let's go ahead and check out our Elder Scrolls recruitment video for folks who are interested in Guild Umbra, but more specifically in Elder Scrolls. Yep, represent Guild Umbra. That's how we do, folks. So check us out, guildumbra.com, if you're interested in playing with us for Elder Scrolls, WildStar, Star Citizen, Final Fantasy, or anything else. So let's see, as we wind down, look into welcoming some of the new members into the guild that came in over the last couple of weeks. You want to read through the list real quick?
Yeah, we have Dab Bear 7385, Cheesed, Wixie, Juice Blend, Lockend, Gabriel Cross, and Workhorse. Ah, see, name pronounced properly.
Nice. And Workhorse is one of the folks who's still serving on active duty. So thank you very much for your service to the country. He's also the guy who's actually put together the first approved recruiting video. We still got to tweak some things that we're doing internally, but that's going to be basically for WildStar. So we'll probably show that one on the next video that we do. So that's really kind of it. Do you have anything else, I guess, that's of note for Guild News, Swershard?
For Guild News, we're actually getting more people into media if anybody's interested in helping out with the media crew. Graphic designers, video, music, and some social networking support.
Very cool. So that's pretty much it. Again, thanks. We hope that in the next, 5 shows from now that it makes this show look completely worthless in terms of technical capability. And we're going to just continue to improve the product, but this will probably be the new distribution medium on how we communicate within the guild. It's also, let's call a spade. It's a promotion, an external promotion opportunity, but it's just less cumbersome than iTunes, even though we have to do it multiple times sometimes. So
Yeah.
again, thanks a lot for coming out. Thanks for watching. Leave comments if you're interested in the guild. Come check us out, guildumbra.com. And that's pretty much it. Thanks, Source. Have a great weekend.
Yep. Thank you.